highway, grow and prosper, but the square, the north side of town with the distillery coming in, we're trying to make sure that all parts of the community grow, and that's very important, to all of us, and we've got some people that are working real hard, and and that it's been amazing to see how the square has revitalized, and we're really proud of that. None of that would have happened had it not been for the foundation and just the people. And I think that the people that have worked so hard and are dedicated, and it's like a big family. And
you was already my mayor, but I guess when you really just touched my heart was we was in Berg Drug Store one day, and they was reading the Bible, and you was looking at your watch, and you say, you know what? I'm going to ask them, will they let me read next? Because I've got a couple of meetings I got to go to. And you said, I'm not going to dare not read. And, I thought that was just, I was like, wow, you don't have to do this, but you felt it in your heart you had to do it. And you were just looking at your watch. You said, if they'll let me go next, I can, you had a window in there and you wanted to use it to do something good.
Well, and I also remember one day you walked up on the square and I was talking to a leadership group that had come down from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I was talking about the Sanders Company, and and all that they meant to the community. So it's it's a story that I know well because of my personal and family involvement in the companies, and I've just been, like I said, I've been so blessed. I would have never been able to do the things I've done had it not been for the opportunities that they gave me, and I have learned so much.
You speaking of Golden Boy, and we're going to have the president of Golden Boy on our show, and I want you to know this because I know you know a lot of people, but anybody that's doing something positive just for the growth of this town, that is what Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders is all about. It's not just about us.
That's right.
It's about this community, and you've seen the flyers and what this community is doing. I'm so excited. Next week I got Miss Judy from the bank. She's something like 80 years old, and she gets around that bank.
That's right.
And when we do a commercial, she's like, come here. Let me tell you something. You do so that he was getting on me about that dog. And that's what our community is like. And I'm just excited to talk to her. And just, when people see that, young people are our future. I say that all the time. And when they see us growing and building a foundation, it makes them do it. My little old church has got about 20 members in it. I love it. And I instill in my son, when something happened to me, you don't have to be a member, but you look out for Mount Hilliard. And that's kind of how Mr. Wiley was. Take care of Troy. Take care of Troy. We bought out, we still do, we buy our supplies here. And that makes it work. That makes it work.
Well, he had he told me a long time ago that, he really, he had a burning desire to run trucks, and he loved this community. And I mean, it's amazing what he did, for trucking, for the business community, for so many people. I mean, it could fill volumes of books, and I mean, just that foundation and all that the Sanders family has meant to this community. It just can't be quantified.
Yeah.
It just.
Well, Mayor, I know you got a city to run, but I want to tell you, you do a great job. It's always good to talk to you. You always got a warm atmosphere about you. We just want you to keep doing what you're doing.
Well, I got a lot of help. And, I appreciate all the support that I have from the community, and really appreciate it.
I don't want to tell my age, but I remember back when you was talking about running, and you was just kind of waiting, and you said, Jeffrey, I think this is what I want to do. You said, I'm committed to this community, and you had ideas, and you was ready, and you just didn't throw your name in the ballot. We knew you was running before time came. You started early, not so much to say I'm going to run. What do you think if I run? You wanted to know was the community behind you. And I watched it be set up, and I thought that was a nice way to do that. And that's why it's been so successful. people kind of, you know, we had Maryland for how long was it?
Almost, well, with his time on the commission, 30 years total.
So we kind of knew who our next mayor was going to be because you had been on the city. We kind of, Troy I liked it. That we already knew it was just a time you know, when Maryland did retire and you stepped into some big shoes, but you walked well in them. You walked well in them, and I know they was big because he had did a lot, and you had the same vision of not stopping, just keep going up. Just keep going up.
This is my 24th year in elected office in Troy, so into this term it'll basically be half my life, and you know, and I've had the privilege of working with the Sanders companies for June was 30 years, and so I'm just so grateful for this community and for Mr. Wiley and his family and all that everybody's done for me.
And I know it makes you feel good when you're sitting at a meeting and like, well, I'm just going to reinvent it again, that you can say, come to Troy. We'll take care of you.
Just look. The proof's in the pudding.
Proof's in the pudding. When will that TJ Maxx be? I want to make sure I get that question good and answered for my wife.
They have asked me to block off the first week in November for the groundbreaking. So, you know, once they break ground, then they'll have to build it. But it should. We should have the groundbreaking in just, you know, inside of the next month, I believe.
Well, you feel free to use Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders in any way you need. And anyway, we have an hour every Monday from 8:30 to 9:30. Anything you got going on that you need to get out and you may want to talk about it, you feel free. You know that this, you know, all you got to do is give me a call.
And that goes both ways, Jeffrey. If you want me to come and talk about anything in the community.
We're going to come just for the groundbreaking. That's the next time I want you to come, maybe the Monday before or something. I'm looking forward to that. We get some pictures and show some pictures up on the screen. Mayor, we thank you.
Jeffrey. Yes, sir.
We'll be right back after this commercial break, and we're going to have Davis Truck Driving School, and they're right here, right out of Dothan, Alabama.
Do you want a good truck driving job? Do you want to drive for the best? Then drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We have good benefits. We have good home time. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We match your 401k up to 4%. You can start in the 401k retirement plan after 30 days of employment. You need to drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Line. It's time for you to think about you and your family's future. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. $1,000 sign-on bonus? These guys did. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, money, money, money. Hey, we got 401k, we got Blue Cross Blue Shield. We get you home on the weekend to watch football. Wiley Sanders. Who is the best truck line that will get you home on the weekend? Wiley Sanders. Money, money, money. Let me have that football.
Are you ready?
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, safety is our first priority. That's right, safety. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we practice safety. Come to Wiley Sanders Truck Lines today. Get a job with a safe company, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Hey, at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we got Blue Cross, Blue Shield. Hey, we got a dental plan. Most of all, we match your 401k up to 4% gross pay. 4%, Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Come drive for the best. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Do you want a good truck driving job? Do you want to drive for the best? Then drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We have good benefits. We have good home time. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We match your 401k up to 4%. You can start in the 401k retirement plan after 30 days of employment. You need to drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Line. It's time for you to think about you and your family's future. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. $1,000 sign-on bonus? These guys did. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, safety is our first priority. That's right, safety. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we practice safety. Come to Wiley Sanders Truck Lines today. Get a job with a safe company, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Hey, at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we got Blue Cross, Blue Shield. Hey, we got a dental plan. Most of all, we match your 401k up to 4% gross pay. 4%, Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Come drive for the best. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, money, money, money. Hey, we got 401k, we got Blue Cross Blue Shield. We get you home on the weekend to watch football, Wiley Sanders. Who is the best truck line that will get you home on the weekend? Wiley Sanders. Money, money, money. Let me have that football. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, money, money, money. Hey, we got 401k, we got Blue Cross Blue Shield. We get you home on the weekend to watch football, Wiley Sanders. Who is the best truck line that will get you home on the weekend? Wiley Sanders. Money, money, money. Let me have that football.
Yeah.
Stand by, come in line.
Live back with Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line. I love that commercial. I love that commercial to see those kids. Hey, they got your logo on there. You called me last night. Well, tell me something.
What's that?
Davis Truck Driving School. I think I'm correct when I say this. You have a own site where you can take your CDL test, right?
Yes.
You're the only one in.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We actually have third-party testing as well. So it doesn't matter what state you're from. It could be Texas. We've actually exercised that, too. We had a gentleman come down from Pennsylvania. We had another one from Chicago, Illinois. Had people pull a camper all the way up from Florida to come to our school from Melbourne.
Well, that is
Yeah.
correct.
But you can test out right on our site.
Right on your side.
Yes.
And who's this young man you got with you?
This is my son, another Mike Davis. There's two. Just say Mike Davis, and you got one of us. Okay?
Now, let me tell you why I asked you. The first time I called your school, I had Mike Davis.
Yeah.
I said, I want to speak to Mike. You said, this is Mike. You said, but now I'm the son. And you said,
Yeah.
I just want to talk to somebody that can let me come
Yeah.
down there. You have a lot of students. You turn out pretty fast.
Yes, we do.
Now, if I was a driver out there, and not a driver, but if I was seeking to get my CDL and I wanted to contact you, what would be the things I would need when I contact you? Tell me some of the stuff that I would need to talk to you
All
about.
you would need is a DOT physical, a copy of your valid driver's license, and your social security card. That's it.
And then you could get me enrolled in.
Yes, sir.
Now, let me ask you this. How long would that be?
You're talking 4 weeks. 4 weeks. It's a 4-week course. We don't require people to have their permit prior to coming. I mean, if you have it, that's all well, fine, and good. But a school is a school, so that's where you come to learn.
So, when you say permit, what is that?
For your Class A CDL permit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you take the guys out on the road.
Yeah, our facility sits on, we've got 40 acres.
Yeah, I know you got a big facility. I've been there.
We got 40 acres, got a half-mile oval racetrack with 10-degree bank turns. We teach different shifting techniques. We're not just the upshifting and downshifting, but floating gears. A lot of people kind of steer away from that, but there are a lot of companies like that. Double clutching. It gives them a great opportunity to get a feel for the truck, because the main goal is not just to achieve your goals, but to be safe doing it. That's
Say
key.
that again. Say that word
the
again.
main goal is to be safe.
I
That's it.
tell trainees when they come to Troy and they be so nervous about the road test. I said, look, I'm not finna turn you loose by yourself.
Right.
I want to know that you can operate it safely.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Next, we'll get the rest of it. But
Yeah.
when I look at the schools, I look at them, and when I get them, we keep up with it. And with you guys, I can honestly say, been good. A1. I think I've got 2 from you. One, his mother was already working there. And then I got a lady. I hadn't checked on her this week, but I need to see how she's doing. You know, your school, I noticed your facilities down there. You have classrooms. So what basically goes on in the classroom?
The classroom is all set up. We can do pre-trips inside the classroom now instead of being outside in the yard. For like bad weather, rain, stuff like that. It's still not a lost day. You can do it inside on the huge TV screen. We also teach the basics to get your CDL permit, which would be your air brakes, your general knowledge. Yes, in combinations.
Now, I've heard a lot about this test. I was grandfathered in. Let me say that. Let me say this first. I was grandfathered in. Proud of that too. But I've been hearing there's so many things you got to touch on the truck.
Oh yes.
How many things are those? Because I've been asked that question.
I could be wrong, but I think there's 172 from bumper
Yes.
to bumper.
From bumper to bumper.
Yes.
So when I go to test, I've got to touch all 100 or point to them.
If
What'd
you
you
want to
say?
pass.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Yep.
That's true.
No, all of
So
them
you
are
teach the
very
guys
critical
that.
things, and there's safety issues too. I mean, they're not going to check things that doesn't really matter, like the color of the truck.
Yeah.
You know, but from belts to hoses to all the safety.
I keep this truck up here, and a lot of time I go to it and I tell people from there to there is a long way.
Oh yeah.
And it's a lot goes into that.
Oh yeah.
We service our trucks. We have a trailer shop. We got a tire shop. We got a alignment shop, and all that stuff is necessary. I don't know when you have kids, or well, you know you got a son, but you got grandkids, and it's people's lives that are at stake here.
Oh, I know.
Yes,
I know.
And
Well, that's why I try to teach people because once you learn the basics and the gears and how to stop, how to start, how to turn, how to button hook, I mean, all that kind of stuff. Maneuvering a truck does not make you a truck driver. You can drive a truck, but you're not a truck driver. And there's a lot of things that, like say for Wiley Sanders. Wiley Sanders is a great program because there are certain things. I wish I could, but I mean, there's certain things that I can't simulate at a school.
That's correct. That's why
I need to give them over to you and
And
say,
that's
"Here you
what-
go, man, go."
And that's what I tell people when I'm in a school. You've seen me at your school. When I go 10 weeks,
Yes.
everybody like, I've been here 4 weeks. Right? But they don't realize
There's so much for
much
them.
they
to
gain.
so much that
Yeah.
you can learn in those 10 weeks. So many situations, like you just said,
Yeah.
that you can't create.
Weather
Exactly.
conditions.
Weather condition, you
And the
can't.
hardest thing to teach is forethought. Forethought. Because it's not going to stop on a dime like a car. It's
No.
not going to turn like a car. It's not going to accelerate like a car. And you got to be conscious of that fact of how much you're calling. You come down a hill and you see a light, and it's green. You don't know if it's a fresh green or a stale green. And then you see a car on the side and you say, okay, he's already pulled up. He's tripped that light. I mean, you got to think about this stuff. And the best way to do that, you can explain it all you want, but the best way to do it is just to jump in there and go for it. But you need a mentor with you.
Yeah, I've been teaching my daughter how to drive, and she had cheerleader practice yesterday. And this was the first she ever drove. She drove from our house to Goshen. Got scared a couple of times, but I did not want to panic her.
Right.
And it made me think, because I was thinking about you was coming here today, it made me think, I said, this is just a little Toyota. Worst can happen, I can grab it and hold it till I get it stopped. But a big truck, that's not the situation, is it? That's not the situation. So that's why you guys are so important. That's why I wanted you guys to come here. People ask me, well, why are you getting the schools? Because I get asked questions that I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Because I know you guys, you start with people that have never drove before.
Exactly.
Some that haven't even shifted before.
Never shifted before. And I imagine that's a task within itself.
See,
Actually, it's better in my opinion. They don't have any bad habits. Like with a regular car speed shifting, it's not the same when shifting a bigger truck.
Yeah.
I imagine, I know. You
They're
know,
surprised that the clutch has a brake in it.
you talk about shifting, and I'm so glad you guys are still teaching shifting, but I'm telling you, we are. We're working toward it. But the automatic is taking over.
I know.
It's taking over. It's taking over. We actually have guys that drive for us that they call automatic restricted. But you see me at your school, and I suggest to everybody, don't do that. Don't do that. But I can vaguely see that it's taking over. Gonna put you on the spot here. When you look at automatics and you look at manual, what is your feeling about that? I thought I was gonna put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot.
I still,
Let me go with you.
I still, no matter what, go for the stick shift. Because let's say you're out on the road, God forbid your truck breaks down, they bring you out a relief. If you have just the automatic restriction, here comes a stick shift truck, you're kind of up a creek.
We had that happen.
Yeah. So you had to call like a rental
Well, we had
place
to
and
swap
give
out.
it-
It was slip in the paperwork. We was talking about that this morning. That is my thing with that. And then anything that I'm a part of, I want to know more about it. Scott works here in the production room. I'm always calling, asking him questions. Because I want to know what I'm doing. I want to know what I'm doing. And I tell people, if you're going to learn how to drive a truck, learn how to drive the truck. The whole truck. Learn how to do all of it. Learn how to do all of it. I love schools that have just not laid the automatic down. I mean, have just not laid the manual down. Just say, okay, this is what we do. I noticed something else when I was down there with you. Your connection with your students. I saw you and a lady that was talking. She had actually been in, I'm not going to dare call another school. I wouldn't dare do that. I wouldn't do you like that. But she had actually went to a school and didn't get what she thought she needed.
Yes.
And she come to you and I saw you was real accommodating. Does that happen a lot?
Oh yes, yeah, that happens quite a bit. I mean, we'll take people at any stage, and my goal is to bring their dreams to make them come true. That's just it.
Okay.
I mean, we've got a whole array of people. Some people are book learners. Some people are visual learners. Some people are hands-on learners. We try to keep them more on a one-to-one basis with these people. So, because if I taught you a certain way, he may not catch on, but I would teach him a different way than I would you. But the main
Each individual.
Exactly. And there's people that just had a B and want to go to an A. There's people that went to another school and weren't happy and came to us, and we took over from there to find out exactly how much they do and do not know, and just
Now, when a person, say if I've been, you say your program is 4 weeks.
yes, sir.
If I've been 2 weeks at another school, you don't count that. And when I start with you, I'm starting at 4 weeks. Or how do you do that?
It depends on your level. It depends
my
on your
level.
level because it's not like on a time limit. If you go the full 4 weeks and you're not still 100% in your heart and in your mind that you feel confident, I'm not going to say time's up.
Now,
You stay as long as you want.
let me ask you another
I just
question.
want to make sure you're safe.
What if my 4 weeks are up and you feel, I just ain't got it. You work with me. You feel like I can get it, but right now, it's my 4 weeks is up.
Well, you
and
better-
I don't have it. What do you do?
You've got to have the drive. If you tell me you want to keep going and you want to drive for it,
But you won't.
The
You're
inner
gonna.
drive?
You're gonna tell me that I need to stay.
I would suggest it, yes. Most definitely.
I have people ask me all the time, these questions, and that's why I'm asking you, because that's what Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders is all about. Finding out stuff about trucking and industry. If you got it, I like to say, if you got it, a truck bought it.
Oh, yeah.
If you got it, a truck bought it. I don't care what it is. If you
Oh,
got
yeah.
it, sometime or another it was on a truck. And you guys keep the industry going. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
It used to be a time you and Cousin Joe could get in the truck, and Cousin Joe would teach you a little thing, and
Yep, away you go.
away you go. But the laws, there's so many stuff about this logging and things that you really, and I'm not trying to put you on a pedestal. Well, I am putting you on a pedestal.
Well, they are.
You've got to have a school. You've got to go to a school.
Yeah.
If you never did this before, and if you don't have a CDL,
Yeah.
it's nowhere around.
And those log books, everything, all of that is geared for the safety too. So you don't outrun yourself, you wear yourself out. Sleep deprivation. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, it's a safety issue as well.
Yeah.
But you were right. You were talking about how everything moves by truck.
Yes, sir.
This phone right here, that book, that cup, everything in here has been on a truck at one time.
And that's why when guys ask me, you know, everybody, I'm one of them. My sister works at Troy University. She's a doctor over there. Mm-hmm. I'm proud for her. Mm-hmm. I couldn't do it.
No,
but I drove a truck and I made a decent living, and I'm satisfied with life. Everybody is not. To me, I tell people, I tell a lot of young guys this, guys I work out with in the gym, guys that I see that maybe, you know, not trying to do nothing constructive. I'll just say it like that. I said, man, y'all looking to go into a school and get your CDL.
Yeah.
Because a man can get his CDL. He can come to work with us and make $80,000 a year and be lazy.
Yeah.
and you know, because really I'm talking to people that are lazy sometimes. So I say you can be lazy and do that.
I saw something on Facebook that had a picture of a guy driving down the road in a truck, looking out the hood, and you get to see the view. And it says, when I was in school, my teacher said I would never amount to anything just staring out a window. And then at the bottom it says, boy, was she wrong. I'm going to have that blown up and put in my...
He said, boy, was she wrong.
Boy, was she ever wrong.
You know, you talk about the trucking industry, and I want to make sure you guys know that we appreciate what y'all doing. I've been there, and I wouldn't say this.
Well, I appreciate you.
I know the man upstairs looks listening at me. Yes, I wouldn't say this if I didn't mean it. When I come to your school, you always treat me with great hospitality, but most of the time I listen. And I be listening how y'all be talking to them, and I can tell that you want these guys to be successful.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
But I love SAFE.
Yep.
I mean, my safety man stays on me about making sure these people know we deal with safety. Make sure they know they can't have all these tickets. Make sure they know if they do, I won't harm. Safety, because that is a big piece of equipment and could hurt a lot of people. So when you got people like you guys that have a school that's open, and the first thing you say, hey, I want you to be safe.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. If I'm looking through my application and he says Davis, I know you.
Yeah.
I can call you.
Yeah.
I can call you and say, hey, look, what about my man? You can tell me, you know, and that makes it good. I think they're running us out of here.
See us on Facebook. Come visit us on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Davis CDL at Truck Driving School, or give us a shout out.
What about your phone number?
334-405-8000.
8,000.
Give us a call.
You're the only person that I know your number. I know your number.
It's hard to forget, ain't it?
It's hard to forget. Guys, man, I appreciate y'all. I'm coming down this week and talk to your class. So
looking forward to it.
It's good to have you.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having us.
And this won't be the last time. Cool. Until the next time, hey, Truck Talk is over with for today. Remember to tune in to us next Monday. We will have another school here, and who knows who we'll have from 8:30 to 9:30 next Monday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, safety is our first priority. That's right, safety. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we practice safety. Come to Wiley Sanders Truck Lines today. Get a job with a safe company, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Hey, at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we got Blue Cross, Blue Shield. Hey, we got a dental plan. Most of all, we match your 401k up to 4% gross pay. 4%, Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Come drive for the best. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama.
Are you ready?